Hello everybody. Welcome back to Nala Bean Reads. I know it's been quite a while since my one and only video, but I'm back and I'm on my couch this time, not in front of my couch, so I'm not on the floor anymore. I did a little bit of rearranging so that I can have a little corner where I could get some more light and also just be more comfortable. I'm also using my computer this time to record myself and not have my phone propped up on a book. So hopefully this will be a little bit more comfortable. Maybe I can even try and get some decorations at the back. But we'll see. I'll make it a little bit more cozy for the channel. Yeah. Okay, so because I'm still new at this, I do have a list of things I want to talk about today. Just to kind of keep myself organized and not ramble on too much. The first thing was my little couch corner. We're done with that. The next thing I wanted to do is a quick May wrap up because I didn't read that many books in May. It has been the most books I've read this year in 1 month, but it's still not a lot. So we can get started on that. I do have 2 physical books that I read. The others were audio, so I'm going to try to put a little picture here of each of those books since I don't actually own those. But the first book that I read, I did the audio for this one, but I own the book itself. So that was The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I read a lot of, maybe 3 books of hers, three or 4 books. After reading the second book of hers, I realized there's always going to be a twist. So when I read this one, I knew there was going to be a twist. Didn't see it coming. Didn't expect it either. But I liked that I wasn't expecting it. I'm not really good at rating books right now. I'm mostly going to go off of how I'm feeling. But if you think that if it's better if I rate things for you, I can start getting into the practice of doing that. But this book made me feel nervous, shocked, angry at times. Definitely angry towards the end because of that twist, but I feel like he got what he deserved, in my opinion. But yeah, so it was a good book. I know there's 3 more books that follow The Housemaid, but I don't feel the need to want to go read the other ones. The other books I've read of hers were standalones, and I think that for me, this is good enough. I don't really want to go further into The Housemaid. That may change in the future, I don't know, but right now I'm okay with just reading this one. The other book that I read of hers was The Locked Door and The Teacher. There's no sequel to that, so I'm okay with just reading this one. The other book I read was Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillick. So I really like the magic behind this duology. I read what was it? One Dark Window, I think, in March, and it was interesting. I certainly have never seen magic done this way before, so that was new. One of the things I love about reading is the way that authors can really create and imagine their own way of how a magic system works, and this was definitely something I haven't seen before. It did feel that like there were some parts that dragged on a bit too much in my opinion, but I can see how it was in support of the background of one of the characters, so I obviously went along with it. I read it, but there were some times when I feel like it was just going on and on and on, and I wanted it to get to the point. I wanted it to be solved. It just felt like it was going on a bit too long. But I enjoyed the story, enjoyed the magic system. Again, another book where I think the bad characters got what they deserved. For sure. I always enjoy that. I enjoy seeing some form of justice for the villains of a story. So that was satisfying as well. Okay, the other books I read was an audio. I use my audiobooks on Libby a lot. I love that app. It's free. You get books from your library. I love to listen to them while I'm doing chores, showering, in the car when I'm doing long drives. I love it. And one of the audiobooks I read was Earthlings. Ugh, don't know the author, but I'll put him up here, like I said before. That book was intense, maybe even a little, definitely just like a little unnerving. The main character is going through emotional and physical abuse, and because of the abuse she's going through, I feel like her mind creates a fantasy that she does not outgrow as an adult. And she continues to believe in this fantasy to the point where I feel like it's a mental breakdown, but she doesn't realize that it's a mental breakdown because her mind is so infantilized, I guess, and also just her fantasy is now her reality. So when she has that mental breakdown with two other characters in the story, it's like normal. Like, this is what she should be. Society is the one that's the weirdos. They're the outcasts. Not the outcasts, but how can I say it? They're the ones that are not normal because they're trying to force others to be normalized. And she's not about to let society normalize her. I'm trying to not spoil anything from the book. But because of that infantilized fantasy that she did not outgrow, she was not going to be aware that she was having a mental breakdown. She did some violence that she was just so desensitized to the things that she did. It just wasn't like clicking for her. And because it wasn't clicking for the character, it's like it wasn't clicking for me. Like, okay, I can't believe that just happened, but it just, because she was so distanced from it, I felt so distanced from it. Maybe that's how the author wrote it. That's why she wrote it this way, to make us as a readers kind of be in tune with the mentality of the main character. I felt like I was, and so I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed this book, because I was within that same mind frame as the character as I was reading it. So that I really was shocked by the story. Also, just, it wasn't that I couldn't put the book down, but it's so hard for me to describe how that book made me feel. But I'm gonna work on that, you guys. I'm gonna work on that. I'm not used to sharing how books make me feel, or even rating them, as I said before. I mostly just tell my coworkers or family members, like, oh my god, I read this good book, and this is what it was about. But because I'm trying not to spoil things for you, I'm trying to find a way that works for me to share with you guys how I clicked with a book, how it made me feel, or what I loved about it. So I'm working on it, okay? The last book I read was also an audio from Libby. It's called The Next Best Fling. And the reason, I've never heard of this book anywhere else. I was looking for a good audiobook, something nice and quick, and a little romance as well. The reason why I decided to go with this book was because I'd never seen this kind of plot before. Is it plot? Well, basically it's a girl who's in love with her best friend, but her best friend's gonna get married, right? And then his brother of the man that she loves is in love with his fiance, but nobody knows that these two other characters are in love with the two people that are about to get married. And then they end up, like, falling in love. So, I've never seen that. I know that word. It's, like, right in the tip of my tongue. I can't get it right now. If I think about it, I'll put it up here. But I've never seen that kind of storyline before. I've seen, like, my best friend's little sister, the guy next door, the girl next door, enemies to lovers, I've seen those kinds of plots, but not one where two people are in love with two other characters that are gonna get married, and then they actually end up falling in love. I've never seen that before, so I was intrigued by the synopsis when I read it on Libby, and it was a good read. There were some moments where I feel like it wasn't that believable. Like, they'd been in love with these two other people for years, but then within a few months, it's like that love is gone. So some parts of that was not totally believable for me, but I did enjoy getting to know the two characters that fell in love through sharing this this heartache for two other people. I did enjoy that. One of the main characters loves to read, works at a library, so that was fun. I do like to read about characters who love to read, so that part was fun. I can't remember the word, but the plot itself that it drew me in the first place was interesting. I think that there's more work to be done on that aspect. I think there's some good stories that can come out of things like that too, but I just some of it was just not as believable for me, so I think that's why maybe I didn't love the book too much, but it was nice. I feel like if I see another book with similar synopsis, I would totally be drawn into it to see how another author can kind of work with that. So those were the 4 books I read. This read in May, so that's the wrap up, you guys. I didn't read that much. I'm trying to push myself to read a bit more every month, especially since I have a huge TBR. So I'm just trying to catch up on some of those reads. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about was a purchase I made that maybe I shouldn't have done, but I couldn't help myself as soon as I found out something about it. So when I was maybe 18 or 21, for my birthday, one of my aunts gave me a Nook so that I could read more books, because at the time, I guess I've always been running out of space to keep my books, and so she asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I told her a Nook because I was running out of space, and that was one way where I can manage my books, getting more books, but not physically running out of space in my home or my room. And so for my birthday, she gave me a Nook. When she gave it to me, though, I realized I made a mistake. I didn't actually mean to say Nook. I was thinking about the Kindle without realizing the difference between them. Until I got them, I realized the difference. And I have had that Nook for years. I've had it for, if I was maybe 18, I want to say, I'm terrible at math. I'm 32. I've had it since I was 18 or 21 years old, but for years. It's really great to read on. The only downside of it is that it didn't have the light, so I couldn't read it at night, especially with my husband who doesn't like to have lights on. It was a pain. I would have to clip a light onto the Nook so I can read at night. That was annoying. So I didn't use it as much anymore over the years, and then I recently, as I said, I'm wanting to get back into reading, so I pulled it out and wanted to see what I could kind of add to my little library on the Nook, but it wasn't connecting to the Wi-Fi anymore. It says it's connected, but when I try to go into the shop, it wasn't connecting. So I started researching other ebook devices and decided I wanted to get the Kindle Paperwhite, and that's what I got. I like the sleekness. I did want the a teal color one, but they didn't have any more. And I looked in all the local stores, Best Buy, I looked at Walmart, I looked at Target, and they all had the black one. I think they were even out of the cherry one. And once I want something, I need it that very day. Want a haircut, I will start searching for someone to cut my hair. I want a book, I will go get it. I see someone that has cute shoes I like, I will ask them where they got it and go get it. Sometimes I can just do that and be crazy about it. But they only had the black one. I wanted it that day, so I got it, even though I didn't want this color. But the reason why I didn't get another Nook, obviously because now they have new editions since I got mine originally, was because the Nook doesn't, I don't know how you say it, like it doesn't connect to the Libby app, or you can't like get a book on a Libby and pass it over to your Nook. You can only do that with Kindle, and I have seen the Kobo Libra, that one. I have seen that one does it as well, but I don't remember why I didn't want to get the Kobo. There was a reason why I wanted this one specifically. I can't remember why now. Because they both connect to Libby, but there was something that made me not want to get the Kobo. But I got this one, immediately started using it. I already got a book from the Libby app, and it's called, oops, I just shut it back off. I keep doing that. I keep thinking the button is to go home, but it's just to put it to sleep. So the book that I'm reading right now from the Libby app is called Deep Blue by Jennifer Donnelly. It's a mermaid story about a princess whose destiny is to find like 4 other princesses so they can stop this evil from like getting out of wherever it's locked up in. It is a young child's book, I would say maybe young adult, but I've been really itching for a good mermaid story, so I actually got the audiobook on my phone before getting the Kindle Paperwhite, but I wasn't doing so well with listening to the narrator. I was having a hard time with the accent she was doing for the story, understanding some of the words she was saying, what was happening, so I stopped listening and just decided once I got this, I got the actual book on my Kindle Paperwhite, because isn't that amazing? Like you can check out books right onto your Kindle for free from your library. Like that's awesome. I use my phone for audios all the time. I love the Libby app. It's free. You get so much for free, and I couldn't. As soon as I knew that the Kindle Paperwhite did that, I was like, I have to have it. Before me and my husband went to go visit my sister-in-law, I was like, can we pass by Best Buy and get a Kindle White? And he said yes. So we passed by and I purchased it. So I'm really excited about having this Kindle. I've been carrying it everywhere with me, even though I haven't like read it at work because it's kind of hard. I get an hour for lunch, and I want to have my lunch. And also me and my coworkers just kind of sit around and eat together and talk and just kind of hang out. So I haven't really read it at work, but I'll read it when I'm at home. When I'm doing laundry, I'll read it. When I'm in the car and my husband's driving, I'll have it with me. So it's been really fun to have a new e-device where I don't always have to purchase things, and I can just get things for free from the Libby app. So I'm really thankful for the Libby app, you guys. Okay. Lastly, I wanted to talk about my last and first video. I said that in order to try to dwindle down on my TBR, I was gonna pick one old book that I've had on there, one new book, because I've been adding books to my TBR, and I was gonna get one audiobook. So one of the audiobooks, I finally picked an audiobook, you guys, from the Libby app as well, and it's called Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver, I think. I've been seeing a lot about the Wild series. Wild Love. Sorry. I don't know why I kept thinking it was Wild Eyes. But anyways, so yes, it is Elsie Silver. I've been hearing a lot about her Wild series, and I'm about 30% into the audiobook, so that's my audio. And now that I have my Kindle Paperwhite, I added another choice to my June TBR. So that would be the Deep Blue book that I told you guys about. There is another book I'm interested in reading as well from the Libby. I actually didn't even see if they have it on Libby, but I know it's for sale for like $3.99 on Kindle. But I'm going to look at Libby first to see if they have it. It's called Stiff by Maria Roche, I think. I just had a little talk with this girl I met last week, and she told me that one of her teachers once recommended that book to her, and she really loved it. So I'm going to try and give it a read. But that's it for the video. That's what I plan to talk about this video. Because it has been a while since I uploaded a new video, I'm thinking about maybe making another video today about my TBR. It is a little bit of a mess, so I'm kind of embarrassed, but I'll give you guys a little tour of that thing. It's crazy. And sorry guys, so also I got a kitty cat. His name is Leo. I've had him since Monday. Hey. I've had him since Monday. So maybe in my next video I'll tell you guys a little bit more about him, because there's a story behind how I got him. And I'll show him to you guys. So thank you guys for being here today. I'm gonna work on editing the video so I can add those other audiobooks that I read, so you can see the audiobook and who the author is. But thank you guys for being here. I hope that you guys give me the patience while I work on my description of books and finding a way to express how they've made me feel. And if you want, I can work on rating them as well. I don't like to rate books, to be honest, because I really feel like 5 stars isn't enough sometimes for some books. So maybe I'll create my own system of rating or whatever. But thank you guys for being here today. And I hope you enjoy it. Have a good night.